copy data activity that we are learning all these classes, it has only simple ETL operations. For more flexible ETL operations, we use data flow activity. Okay, let's see how to do this data flow. Simple process. Let's observe it carefully. Please, hope you remember now. Please, yes, last week classes initial items.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Yep. Let's see what is data flow. It is an activity in ADF pipeline. Using data flow activity, we perform flexible ETL, extract, transform, load with less or no cost. This data flow activity needs a dedicated Spark cluster for debugging as well as execution, both. Debugging means transformation validations and data preview. Okay, two things.
Welcome to the webinar. You have entered as.
Please check your mic, madam. Please. Thank you. Let's see Spark cluster, a compute resource alternative to DIU. The Spark cluster consists of processor and memory resources. During pipeline design, we allocate certain amount of processor and memory using nodes. So using these cluster nodes, the input data is read, transformed, and perform final data loads to desired destination. Very simple. In earlier days, we have DIU, right? Here it is Spark cluster. Please, hope you remember, everyone, DIU, earlier classes. DIU, earlier classes, hope you remember, please. Data integration units.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's continue. Yep. Let's see how to perform this concept. Here, there are two types of Spark clusters. General purpose, memory optimized. General purpose, also called transaction optimized. General purpose, optimal processor and memory are allocated, suitable for ETL operations in data flow activity. Other one, memory optimized. Optimal memory is allocated, suitable for ELT operations, extract, load, and transform. Okay, so we need to learn two things, ETL and ELT. Here we have various Spark cluster sizes we need to learn. Small, medium, large, custom. We start with small and later go for medium and other things. Okay, let's see with the examples slowly. It's really simple process. Let's observe it carefully. So for this purpose, firstly, I'll take you to our data factory. Okay, and let's take one example. I'll take you to the source. We have some source data first. This is a storage account. inside storage account, we have one container. Just wait. Please wait for a few moments. Let's wait. Okay, please hold on. Fine. So here we go. I'll take some source data and just wait for a few moments. Yes, I had a container to upload a file. I'll take this one, okay, ADLS container. I'll take one source data, the same old data that we learned in the earlier classes, sales data. Okay, our requirement. This source file has a small problem. See, a few empty rows, okay, few rows are empty, and the data has a mixed content: India, Germany, USA, multiple countries data. Our requirement, how to conditionally divide the data into multiple destinations. Yes, you got the requirement, please everyone. Conditionally split the data to multiple destinations. One source, multiple conditionally distributed data. Yes, are you getting it, please? I'll wait the requirement.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Others. Here it is.
Yes.
How to read, yes, how to read a given CSV file and split data based on specific conditions. Data cleansing activities, and write the filtered data into SQL pool or ADLS or any other destination. Okay, let's see how it is. So source to destination through conditions. How do we do that? Let's see. Simple process. Firstly, we have a storage account. You configure the source, upload the file. We did this already. I'll use the same CSV file from the previous classes with few add-ons like few unwanted rows, empty rows. I just introduced them. Destination will be SQL pool, and how to perform this ETL process. Okay, conditionally split the data to multiple destinations. Let's see. Data cleansing activity. Go to Data Factory and click on ingest. This one. This is the one for the previous classes. Ingest means copy data activity. Now something new today, data flow. For data flow, we use transform data. This one. Click on transform data. Click on transform data. And here you see data flow. I call this as data cleansing. Okay, I'll just put data cleansing activity, data flow task. Okay, DFT. Give some name, any name is fine. And there is something called data flow debug. Come on, what's the purpose of this data flow debug? You remember, please? I'll wait.
Sir, this is for debugging while execution of pipeline.
Exactly.
Any errors?
Data flow debug. Debug is for verifying the output. I'll take you back to the notes. Here it is, friends. Debugging means transformation validations and data preview. Okay, two things. Transformation validations and data preview. Okay, let's have that debugging activity now. I'll just switch it on. This one, switch on the data flow. See, there is something called source, right? Click on the source. And here you will see new data set. Provide the data set. It should be storage account, CSV file, same user interface from the previous classes. New linked service. Give the storage account name, test connection. Okay, click create. Browse for the file path. Please check your mic, please. Select this particular CSV file and first row as header, this one. Okay, first row as header. Give first row as header. Click OK. Okay, this is the source, right? What's our requirement? I said starting of the class today, data cleansing activity, right? You got the diagram starting of the class today. So source is ready. From here, how to clean the data? Let's see. Because source has some unwanted content, right? I was showing you starting of the class. You would like to clean that unwanted content. How do we do that? Click on plus. Come on, which transformation we have to use for our example requirement today? Please, hope you remember. Applied carefully.
Conditional split. Conditional split.
Exactly. Click on conditional split. In the meantime, my cluster is ready. Click on conditional split. And you see small double-headed arrow mark, right? Enter full screen. Just for better visibility. Stream name. Yes, I was giving you the preview of the content few minutes back. From there, I'll get only India data, India sales. So condition, see here, expression builder. Country double equal to, this is how we write ADF expressions, equal to India. And see here, and logical end. Sales above 0. But the sales 2018 is ABC, right? Text. You would like to convert to integer. So you need to write to integer. To integer sales 2018 like this. Country equal to India and to integer sales above 0. Click save and finish like this. Next. Same way. See here, for example, I'll click on plus. Then I'll say, for example, Germany sales. click on expression builder. Expression builder. Next. For example, country equal to earlier India, right? Now I'll say Germany. Okay, like this. And okay. For example, sales above 0. Here, remember, because of the data type mismatch, you see a small error. See, string and integer are not comparable. So what I have to do? To integer. Remember, to integer. We need to convert string to integer, then do the required comparison. Click save and finish. So this is my second output, second stream. Same way, here it is, plus, right? Remember, our requirement, we need to clean the data for 3 countries. I'll say USA sales, okay? And you no need to go for expression every time. You can directly copy paste the condition and give the values. These values are case sensitive. They are case sensitive values. Data factory expressions are by default case sensitive. And this is for other data. I was showing you some empty rows, right? Other data or unmatched data. Okay, next. With this content, let's continue here. Let's see. Observe carefully. With this content, let's see. Now, any questions, let me know, please. I'll wait.
So here it is split on first matching condition. So what is meant by first matching condition?
Yes, like it is going to scan the rows carefully, step by step. Okay, from the start, it will scan every row. So right from the starting point, it is going to check the rows. Okay, so whenever it matches India data first, it is going to consider. In our example, we need to have all matching conditions.
Correct.
One is not enough in our example because we need to scan the entire data. So India is at the start, but there is no guarantee that India will not be in the remaining rows, right? India may be there at the end also, right? It depends. It depends because source is not sorted. If source is already sorted, then we go for the first matching condition. In our case, source is not sorted, so we require all matching conditions. This should be our item of selection.
Thank you.
Yep. Next question, please. I will wait. Total, there are 4 items now, 4 streams. I'll wait.
Sir, can I ask?
Tell me, sir. Please tell me, sir. Tell me. Yep.
So, is it like a case when statement of SQL
Exactly. Yeah.
in
As if
other
like
data?
case statement. Yes. Case, when, then, else. Right? Else will be there at the end, right? This one. You are right.
Right.
Yes.
Other data. Okay. Thanks. Okay, sir. Thanks.
Okay.
Sir, one more thing. Is there any dynamic way? Because it's here I know India, Germany, USA. Suppose there is a possibility that there are many values that can change which I don't know.
Exactly. We'll see, sir. We'll see parameters and
Okay.
dynamic items next 3-4
Okay.
classes. We'll see.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah. Next question, please. I'll wait. Fine. Let's continue. So you extract the data, Remember, we have to say all matching conditions because you have to check every row. And then remember, we had the debug cluster, right? So data preview, okay? Verify the preview. Once you verify the preview, let's wait. Once you verify the preview, let's see. Let's wait. Okay, let's wait for a few moments. Fine, friends. Okay, let's wait. Let's see. It's very simple concept. So earlier we have been learning, we have been practicing the copy data activity. There is a simple ETL process. Now for more flexible activities, we need to make use of data flow. Let's see. Let's wait. Once we have the data flow ready, it's taking a bit longer time. Let's wait. By the way, did you practice the file incremental loads and table incremental loads? Please let me know both previous class.
I was
Yep.
stuck in the middle for that IR key part, like where we have to get the key and yeah, like
Okay,
we
what's
had.
tell me? Yeah.
And one more error, like I'm working from Mac, so when I'm trying to create a database in Azure OLTP, uh, let me check there. It is like create database failed, an exception occurred, could not perform operation because give me one moment. Because the subscription exceeds week or quota of 10 point something.
Understood. You are talking about SQL pool, right? Are you
Yeah,
talking about SQL pool error?
yeah.
Got it, got it. Then please recreate the Azure SQL server in a different region. Maybe default is East US. You please try in a different region and let me know. Kindly try a couple of regions. It should work. Maybe
Okay.
South India or Australia West usually work.
Okay.
Yeah. Please try and update me on WhatsApp. Let me know, please.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I was stuck there, so I couldn't go forward.
Please try. Let me know, please.
Thank you.
Yep.
So
Fine, friends. Tell me,
I'm
tell me.
stuck at the
Yeah.
very basic thing. Um, we'll connect after the end of class.
Surely, surely, surely we'll do.
That's
Where
it.
we are now? Yes, friends. So here it is. In the meantime, you get the content ready, right? See, these are all India sales. Same way, Germany sales. Okay, like this. Or you may select even USA sales also. Once you verify the details, what's our requirement? You would like to conditionally load the data, right? You would like to load it to the required destination. How do we do that? Let's see. Okay, so for this purpose, give this plus symbol is there, right? Click on plus symbol. You click on plus symbol. Next, give sync. Sync means destination. This one. Click on sync destination. Click on sync destination. Next, plus new. Okay, give sync destination plus new. What's the destination? SQL pool, or it can be SQL database also. I'm showing you for SQL database. You please try SQL pool and SQL server. Okay, both. Hope you remember, please. SQL Server is for self-hosted IR. You remember this, please? SHIR, self-hosted IR. This one. Yes, earlier classes. Hope you remember, everyone, please. Self-hosted IR, SQL Server. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Others, please, you have to help me. You have to practice on time. I'll continue. Let's continue here. Test connection. Create. Once we click create, next. Select the database and then table. I'll say new table, DBO, TBL India sales. Click OK. This is for the first sync. Second sync, I would like to first sort the data. Here it is. Click on sort. You can directly load it to the destination or sort it first. For example, you would like to sort based on company. It's already filtered for Germany. You would like to sort based on company in ascending order. And you would like to have nulls at the end. By default, nulls will be at the first. We can get them at the end. It's optional. Plus sync new data set and Azure SQL database. Give the required database. New table. TBL Germany. Click OK. Same way USA. For example, you would like to have select. See here something new. Select. Select is a transformation used to filter unwanted columns. Remember, see, conditional split. Conditional split is used to filter unwanted rows. Select is used to filter unwanted columns. Remember, hope you are writing your observation notes. Select to filter unwanted columns. So go to select and see here. For example, you don't want to load this sale 2020. Select and delete. Or for example, country, you don't want it, then delete it. Month, you would like to rename it as month name. So this kind of column level transformations we can perform using select. Then this result you would like to sort. Plus sort in this way. Click on sort. You would like to sort based on a particular column, for example, company. How to filter null values, please? For example, now you decide to filter null values. You don't want nulls. Then how do we do that, please? Give a guess. I'll wait. How to filter null values?
Some kind of where condition.
Conditional split, right? Isn't it? Conditional, right? Condition, isn't it? Yes, you got it now.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what we are learning right now. Okay. Apply conditions. Okay. From here, give it to sync. Okay. Data set. New data set. Azure SQL database. New table. table for USA sales like this. Okay, next. From here again we can have preview if required, and the last item is there, right? Unwanted data. You can leave it there. We can even handle the data as well, but it's not mandatory. You only sync what is needed. Leave the remaining as they are, no problem. I mean, sync is not mandatory for transformations. So extract, transform, and load. Loading is for sync. And here you see 1 transformation, 2 and 3 transformations. No limit. There can be any number of transformations like this. So all these are for a single activity. What next? Okay, activity ready. Come on, please give a guess. What should be the next step? Let's apply previous classes carefully, please. I'll wait. What should be the next step? I'll wait.
Validate, publish.
Yeah, exactly. Publish. Next.
Schedule
Trigger.
or run it.
Trigger.
No, not schedule. No. No, we cannot trigger, sir. No. We cannot trigger now. It's too early. No. There is no option for us to trigger, right? See here. There is no option for us to trigger here. No. What should be the next step? It's an activity, right? So where we need to place the activity into? Please, you remember everyone? Initial classes. This is an activity, right? Where we need to place the activity?
ADF.
Into pipeline, isn't it? Yes, everyone, please. Are we getting it now? I'll wait. See, copy data activity, data flow activity. These activities go inside the pipeline, right? Last week, initial class.
Yeah.
Pipeline contains activities. You remember, please, everyone? I'll wait.
Yeah, right.
Fine. Yes, friends. Okay, let's continue. Here it is. Last week notes once again. Initial class. Copy data activity, DIU. Today, data flow activity, Spark cluster. But where are these activities? These activities go inside pipeline. Right, isn't it? The activities are taken care inside the pipeline. Let's see how to define the pipeline now. Go home. This one. See, minimize this arrow mark. Minimize. Next. Once you minimize, the next, go home, click on ingest. Click on ingest, previous classes. Today what we did, transform data. Apart from transform data, click on orchestrate. Once you click on orchestrate, simply drag and drop data flow. You are done. I repeat, see, previous classes we did ingest. That is copy data activity. For data flow activity, we need to use something called orchestrate. So these two form one example. Transformation data flow first, orchestrate next. Whatever interface we got few minutes back, that is from transform data, right? Starting of the class today. Now orchestrate. Let's see. I click on orchestrate so that we get one pipeline like this. Inside pipeline, what I did, simply drag and drop the data flow task. I'll say ADF pipeline. Here it is, ADF pipeline for data cleansing. Okay. Next, once we get this content ready, what we do, let's see. Remember, previously we got 4-node cluster for debug, but for real world executions, 4-node cluster is too small. So go to settings, compute size default is small, you make it medium or large. Okay, either medium or large cluster you need to specify. I repeat, go to settings, right? Inside settings you need to have this option. Next, click on publish. We can have logging, staging optional, just like copy data activity. Logging and staging are optional. Click on publish, then trigger now or schedule. For now I'll say trigger now, click OK. So what we are learning here, how to define data flow first, right? ETL process data flow, and this data flow is given to orchestrate. Orchestration means pipeline. The term orchestration means defining the pipelines using existing data flow activities. Okay, with this content, any questions, let me know please. I'll wait. Yes, any questions?
Sir,
Let me know.
I have one.
Tell me,
So
sir.
what if there is any error in any data, like in the second condition, not for India, maybe Germany?
Yes.
So will India data get inserted or will it get rolled back?
Yes, it will be auto commit. Every stream is by default auto commit. Stream wise commits automatically.
Okay. So stream wise, yeah. Okay.
Stream wise, exactly. Yes. Next question, please. I'll wait.
So if somebody corrects that data and if they try to rerun the package, India data will get reinserted again, right? If we don't have constraints.
Not upset. Exactly. It is not upset, right? If it is upset, only incremental changes will take place. But we didn't mention any upset, right? So yes, it is going to reinvent the wheel. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Next question, friends. I'll wait. Fine. Let's continue. So far what we did, the basic ETL pipeline activities. Next, from here, see, whatever we learned previously is incremental loads. Please, do you remember what's the other purpose of data warehousing? One is incremental loads. Number two, data cleansing activities. What's the other purpose of increment? What's the other purpose of data warehouse? You remember, please? What kind of data we can load into a warehouse? Aggregated loads. Remember?
Aggregated.
Exactly. That is our next example. Our next example, we are going to learn how to work with multiple tables, join the content, and perform aggregation. On my screen, aggregated loads, our next concept. For aggregated loads, this is our next item. Tomorrow we'll do anyway, slowly, one by one. First, I request you to complete today's practice, conditional split. Tomorrow we'll do this concept of aggregated loads. We'll do one by one. Okay, or tell me, shall I continue or do you want to first complete the practice of today's class? Please let me know. I'll wait, please. I'll wait. Your comfort. Tell me.
We'll
practice.
Let us practice first.
Sure, sir. What do you say? Others, please.
Practice.
Please. Others, please. I'll wait.
Yes, sir. We will continue. We'll
Tomorrow.
practice and
Sure, sir. Sure. Yep. Sure, then. We'll stop for today. Please practice the things carefully. Take a screenshot of this if possible, if you want, in case you wanted to, just in case. For quick and simple reference, you may take a screenshot of this particular item, just in case. Yeah, just in case. Any questions, please? I'll wait. Fine, then we'll stop for today. Please practice carefully. Email already sent few minutes back. Hope you received it, please. I'll wait. Hope you received the mail, everyone. Please confirm. Please check it, please. I'll wait.
Yes, sir.
yes.
Yes, others,
Yes,
please.
sir. Received, sir. Yes, sir. Received.
Sure, sir. Sure. Yeah. Please complete the practice carefully. Okay. Thank you then. Have a nice time. Meeting tomorrow, usual time.
Sir,
Can I stay
Yes.
online?
We stop for today. Any questions, please let me know. We'll go one by one. We'll stop for now. Yes, madam. Let's get started. So what's the agenda for today's class? Hope you remember, please. The agenda for today's class was hinting it yesterday.
Transformation, sir.
Yes. Aggregated data loads, right? Isn't it? Yeah. Previously, we learned incremental loads. And I was mentioning today we need to learn aggregated loads. Right?
Aggregated notes.
How to read data from multiple sources and perform aggregated loads. Let's see. So here is the diagram I was showing yesterday. I'll just take you to there. Please wait. Yes. So here we go. Just wait. Yes, this one. Let's see. Let's understand the requirement. How to perform aggregated loads. Requirement to join multiple data sources, perform transformations, or join multiple data sources, filter and store aggregated data into Azure SQL DW. Okay, let's assume we have two different tables, flight table, reservation table. How to read data from these two tables left side? Perform join. You would like to join, do aggregate, finally write the data to destination table. So here is the sample data flow design activity. So we are going to take two different sources now. Previously one source, multiple destinations. Today multiple sources, one destination. Let's see. So multiple sources, you join. What's the purpose of select? Please, hope you remember yesterday's class. Purpose of select.
in columns.
Fine. Let's continue. No problem. We'll continue then. Okay. Purpose of select is for filtering unwanted columns. Okay. Yesterday's class, you remember? Like I removed few columns yesterday. Filter unwanted columns. You remember, please, by any chance?
Yes.
We'll take you to the example directly. Our requirement: perform aggregated loads. Go to Data Factory, launch Studio, Here we go. Let's step into data flow, and for debug activities, let's start the cluster. Previous concept. Go to data source and new data source. What's our requirement? See, our requirement is to read data from SQL database, flight table, reservation table. Two different sources. Azure SQL database. Give the table name. I'll provide you this flight table. Okay. I'll mail you the required table script, complete script. Go to add source. This one, click on add source, new. Select database. And here comes reservation table. Okay, flight, and now reservation. Requirement. You would like to bring data from both tables into one stream. So click on plus new, join. Okay, we need to join these two tables. Click on join, and source 1, source 2, source 1 flight, source 2 reservation. For now we'll go with inner join and specify the columns based on which you would like to do the join. Okay, back to our nodes. This one, we are doing join in data factory. Okay, source 1, source 2, do the join, and data preview. My debug is yet to start. The debug cluster is yet to start. May take some time. In the meantime, we can proceed with our next transformations. Here in the join, if you observe carefully, you have inner join, right? So it is going to report only matching data. You may try even other joins also. I have inner join. Let's wait. Let's wait for a few moments. Still going on. Let's wait. In the meantime, any questions, let me know. Fine. So you got the inner join, and a small observation. Craft code. The columns are repeated because they are from different tables. Column names are identical. Okay, you don't want these duplicated column names. Then what we do, let's see. So for this purpose, go to plus yesterday's class, select transformation, and the second occurrence is there, right, for the craft code. Delete. Leave the first occurrence as it is. Delete the second occurrence. Okay, go to preview and refresh. Let's wait for some time. Here you see the new columns now without any unwanted entries. Let's see, let's continue. From select statement, what we have to do, here it is. Our main requirement is aggregated data loads, right? So click on aggregate like this. Click on aggregate, and here column name, craft code plus source destination. Okay, this way. And I'll also include class code. Include all the category columns or non-aggregate columns in group by. Click on aggregate tab, expression. I'll say, for example, number of seats is group by, right? So give aggregation. For example, total seats. I'll call it as total seats. Click save and finish. I repeat, see here, craft code, source, destination, class code, categories. Aggregate total seats. Click on data preview and refresh. Let's wait. So what we are doing so far, two sources, join, then remove unwanted columns, perform aggregate. Here it's good to have an ETL date also. It's good to have ETL date for understanding or easy tracking of ETL operations, like when exactly the data got loaded or how recent your data is. To get that information, good to have some ETL load date also. Okay, so for this purpose, let's go to this one, plus symbol, derived column, this one, derived column. We can derive a new column into the stream, data stream. Click on derived column, give expression, this one, expression builder. We have something called as current date function. So current date function gives us current date and timestamp. I'll call it as ETL load date. Okay, give some column name like this. For derived columns, the data type will be taken as any. Any is the default data type. Just like SQL variant, just like your SQL Server SQL variant. any data type, click save and finish. Click on plus. Before that, go to preview and refresh. Let's wait for a few moments. Yes, okay. We are including the today's date and time. So today's date, current date gives you today's date. So this is a complete aggregated data with derived column. Any questions here, let me know, please. I'll wait. Fine, let's continue.
Sir,
First,
how did you get
data
that join thing, join transformation? Where to, how to get it? Join.
plus join.
Oh, okay,
Yesterday's
okay, okay.
conditions about that.
Okay, okay, got it. Got it. Thank you.
Fine. Next question, please. I'll wait. Well, let's continue. In case if you wanted to have some sequence number, see in this output right now, craft code, source, destination, in this multiple values. What if you would like to have some sequence, a unique sequence you would like to auto generate? Then there is one transformation called surrogate key. Okay, select surrogate key and specify incoming stream is derived column. Key column is required, nothing but the surrogate key column name. I'll call it as sale key. Okay, or simply say, for example, reservation key. Give some key value, start value and step increment. Start value, for example, 10,001, increment by 1, like this. Start value and increment. Click on data preview, like this. It's just like identity property. Okay, you get the values like this. In case if you wanted to have some unique sequence, you make use of this transformation. It is optional. Usually we see derived column always, but the surrogate key is optional. Surrogate key is nothing but a unique number, unique row for a unique ID value for every row. Finally, you would like to give it to sync. Our sync is data warehouse. Sync destination. Plus new. Continue. Give the linked service. So this is the SQL pool from my account, and provide the username and password. Okay, I'll test the connection. Click create. Okay, next. Either existing table like incremental loads, previous class, upset. Previous classes we learned 2 examples on upset, incremental loads. For now it's a brand new aggregated loads, new table. Schema name, table for aggregated loads. Click OK. Here, this is your data flow. Publish data flow first. Let's wait for a few moments.
Is publish nothing but saving the workflow?
Exactly. Yes. Yes, correct. Go home. Then what we did yesterday? Orchestrate, right? This one. Click on orchestrate. And we had this data flow. You can rename the data flow. Go back to the data flow tab. See, right side properties. I call this as data flow, or simply say aggregated loads DFT, data flow task. Okay. In the pipeline, click on data flow settings. So the data flow should be selected, aggregated loads DFT. Specify the cluster, medium, the 8-node cluster from yesterday's nodes. Yesterday also for the previous pipeline, data cleansing pipeline, we got this medium. And staging. Click on new. Give the storage account. Let's give the storage account. You can use any of the storage accounts from the last week classes. And give the staging folder. Browse. Browse. Okay, here we go. Browse for the required container. Okay, click on publish. So what we did, see there, data flow was edited, right? Renamed. And pipeline created newly. We are publishing the changes to live environment. Click publish. Okay, same yesterday's concept. Yesterday we had one data flow for data cleansing. Today another data flow for aggregated loads. Finally, trigger now. You can trigger now or as per the schedule. So here it is. In the meantime, please go through this data flow once. I'll wait. Yes, any questions here, let me know, please. I'll wait. Any questions, let me know. I'll wait for some time.
Sir, for creating derived columns, we have to use select option, right?
For derived column,
Select.
no need of using select, sir. For derived column, directly get the derived column transformation. And there you can write the expression. For example, I said current date function.
Okay.
Select
So
is not
select is only for selecting the appropriate columns for target.
yes,
Then in the
exactly.
Okay.
Select is only for like identifying the required columns.
Okay.
Yes,
Got it, sir. Thank you.
fine, sir. Next question, please. I'll wait.
We can use the derived column for changing the existing columns as well, right? Like for the typecasting.
We can, why not? We can, yes.
Okay. And like, what is the requirement to add the surrogate key in here? Like, just for the.
Just for easy reporting activities,
Okay.
easy sequence maintenance and reporting activities,
Okay. Okay.
especially for data models. In
Yeah.
case if this aggregated loads content need to be given to Power BI or Tableau for data modeling, data models require relations, right? For relations, we
Yeah.
need keys. So you can make use of surrogate keys for that.
Okay. Thank you.
Next question, please. Fine, friends. So what we did so far, we learned how to perform aggregated loads. Okay, we'll stop here for today. First, I request you to complete this practice. Tomorrow we need to learn few more transformations like pivot transformation, lookup transformation, stored procedure activity, parameters. Tomorrow and day after, things are very interesting, very easier if you practice until today's class. We need to learn about parameters, dynamic connections, procedures, etc. So far we are taking the table name directly, right? But what if you want to have the table names and column names dynamically through parameters? Is what we need to learn next. If you practice until today thoroughly, next couple of classes will be very easier to follow. We'll stop for now. Please practice the things carefully. I think yesterday we were talking about data flow activity and aggregated loads, right?
Aggregations. Yeah.
Joins, surrogate key, derived column. Yes. Done with your practice, please, everyone. Please, I'll wait.
Yes.
Yesterday's class.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Perfect. Let's get started. Fine. Let's get started now. Let's understand the next important concept called pivot transformation or data deduplication. Okay, let's see. What is that? Let's understand. Assume, for example, let's see. Assume, for example, you have some denormalized data with you. Let me just show you a sample denormalized data. Here it is. Just wait, okay. Let me show you the data in the meantime. Yes, here it is. See, you have some data activity in this way. Let's see. If you observe carefully the input data, there are some duplicates, right? Isn't it? Did you observe it? Like, for example, 952 listed multiple times, name listed multiple times, year and quantity. So it's not duplicated row, but there are some duplicate column values. Our requirement, how to normalize this data, means reduce the redundancy, reduce duplicates, load data into an Azure SQL pool or an Azure SQL database. Yes, are you getting the requirement, please? I'll wait.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Right. So it's like unstructured data. You would like to, or semi-structured data, you would like to make it more structured, normalized. Load the content to destination. How do we do that? Let's see. Okay, a simple straightforward process. So for this purpose, what we do, let's see our requirement. Let's see, go for the solution. Okay, this one. See the solution once carefully. So you have ID, name, year, quantity. Okay, 4 different values: ID, name, year, and quantity. ID is getting duplicated, name is duplicated. Why? Because year and quantity are unique. So you would like to design a target destination in such a way you reduce these duplicates. So one possible solution for historical data assumption, there are limited number of years. Then we make use of pivot operation. Pivot means unique column values are taken as new columns. See there carefully. Unique column values are taken as new columns. That is called pivot. Unique column values are taken as new columns. This is called pivot operations. How do we do that? Let's see. So for this purpose, we have the pivot transformation, just like join, conditional split, surrogate key, derived column, select transformation, sort transformation. Earlier we have pivot transformation that has 4 inputs: group by columns, pivot key column, aggregate expression, column name pattern. 4 inputs. Group by columns to generate new rows. For each unique combination of ID and name, new row is auto generated. For each unique combination of ID and name, new row is auto generated. Okay, that is taken as the concept of group by. Remember, other one, pivot key to generate new columns. For each unique value of new value, for each unique value of the year column, new column will be generated. Group by gives you new row. Group by gives you new row. Pivot gives you new column. You have a new column, then what about values? Those values will be taken care by aggregate expression. So it's basically new row, new column, and value into the new column. Let's see. And of course you get the new column. Then what about the name? Column name. Column name will be taken care by prefix. Column name prefix. Let's take with example carefully. Okay, very simple. So firstly, I'll have my source data ready. Just wait. I'll have my source data ready. Just wait for a few moments. I think just wait for a few moments. Yes, let's see. I'll go to the container and upload a file. Browse for the file. So we have some deduplication requirement now. So that unformatted data, let's upload it. So here is my unformatted data. This one, okay, this is a file. Upload. Source is ready. Remember, total 4 requirements, right? New row, new column, column value, column name. Source ready. And Go home, new tab. As usual, let's have the data factory resource. Go to resources, launch studio. Okay, let's see. Let's go to the data flow. We cannot do copy data here because the requirement involves pivot transformation with 4 inputs. Any kind of transformation, we need to go for data flow only. Let's go to data factory. It's taking a few moments time. Let's wait. Well, so here we go. Requirement. Let's click on data flow. Just wait. Click on transform data. Okay, data flow. Switch on the debug cluster. As you remember earlier classes, a small size cluster, 4 node cluster will be created. Okay, next. I'll call this as data flow, data deduplication, data flow task. Go to source, blob data source. Select the required linked service. The connection. Let's create it. Next. Give the file path. Go to blob container. Okay, this one. This is the file path, right? Select the file path. Okay. First row as header. Click OK. Okay. Specify the file path like this. Next. Go to plus this one plus. Search for the transformation called pivot transformation. Our requirement, unique column values should be converted to new columns, right? I was showing you starting minutes, first 10 minutes requirement, the Excel sheet requirement. Unique column values should be taken as new columns. So what we do, let's see. Go to pivot transformation like this. Remember 4 inputs. Group by. Come on, what's the purpose of group by, please? To get new group by. Pivot is for new columns, right? What about group by? Please, you
New
remember
rows.
anything? New rows, exactly. Okay. Yep. So you would like to have new rows based on ID and name. In our example, for every unique combination of ID and name, define new row. Next, pivot key. For every unique year, define a new column. So new rows are ready, new column ready. Then pivot key values. Here we need to supply the expression. We said group by, right? So we need aggregate. Remember, yesterday also we got group by, but that is for aggregated loads. Today we are using group by for formatting the data, structuring the data. Click on expression builder, column name. Here I'll take it as order sales. Okay, or quantity, I think it's quantity. Expression. You would like to have sum of quantity. See, for every year, new columns are generated, right? But what about the values of each column? That should be taken as quantity values. So some quantity like this. Problem. Quantity is ABC. Text. Come on, how to convert to integer? You remember, please? Do you remember, everyone, how to convert to integer? Earlier classes.
Two integer something.
2 integer.
Right.
Exactly, sir. Okay, this one. Next, anyway. New row ready. New column ready. Column value ready. Fourth final input, column name. It is taken as column name pattern. Two options. Prefix. You give your own prefix. For example, CY. For the new columns, new column names. Expression prefix. This one. This is the expression prefix. Expression and the prefix. Prefix is nothing but the alias here, the label, column label. Middle optional. Pivot key value for every unique value in our example, and suffix. Now let's see the resulting column name. The resulting column name would be like this. Let's see. CY prefix, expression prefix. The expression prefix is ORDQNTY. Order quantity. Pivot key value 2001 COL. Next, 2002, 2003, and 4, like this. Okay, so this is for the first option. If you go for the second option, just interchange pivot key value and expression prefix. Okay, here it is. This one, pivot key value, expression prefix. Cut, paste, here it is. So interchange the values like this. So you can choose any one of these options. Either you go for expression prefix first, I mean the aggregate expression prefix, and pivot key value, or pivot key value first expressionist. As on date, we have only two options. Let's click on data preview. You identified the duplicate values problem right at the source. Now let's verify the proposed destination, the pivot output. Let's wait. Let's wait for some time. We should be able to get the result here. This one, okay. We see ID, name, year 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. See, no more duplicates, right? No more duplicates. And there are 4 unique year values. Those are taken as new columns with our prefix. What is CY? This is the prefix here. This one, CY prefix. CYL suffix. The same thing here. What next? As usual, from there we give it to the destination sync. So we are able to structure the data, right? We are able to get in a correct format without any duplicate values. Give it to sync. Go to sync and plus new. Previous classes we have been learning how to load the data into database like a SQL pool. Now let's take a blob storage. Remember, using data factory, we can load the data to any destination. Let's take blob storage, continue. Let's take a JSON, JavaScript object notation. Linked service, you can reuse the linked service. File name. So file will be auto created. It's enough to specify the container. Just supply the container. Directory means folder. For example, you would like to give it in a particular directory like this. These are the existing entries. You can choose a subfolder again or the main root directory. So no directory means main root directory, or give a particular folder like this. In this way, file will be auto created. Click OK. Okay, now you got source, transformation, destination. Say for some reason you would like to add a transformation in between yesterday's class and previous class. We learned how to define the list of transformations as we proceed from left to right. Now, for example, you would like to edit existing pipeline. How to add a transformation? Here it is. Click on the small plus symbol. For example, you would like to have one more column here called derived column. Go to derived column, expression. Remember yesterday's class, derived column, give expression value and something called as a function like current date. Yesterday, you remember please, current date, yesterday's class.
Yes, sir.
Okay, only date or date and time. as per your requirement. Click save and finish. And you would like to sort the data also. For example, see in the pivot output, product IDs are not in a proper order. You would like to sort. So click on plus. See, we are editing the transformations, few additional transformations to existing data flow stream list, right? Everything is a stream. I was mentioning Dave for yesterday. For example, let's have sort. You would like to sort based on the product ID. But wait, see the problem here. You can't directly go for product ID because product ID is ABC, right? We need to convert this into integer first. Then only sort. Product ID is ABC, right? You would like to have proper format in the output. So sort it. But for sorting, we need to have correct data type. Here to integer of product ID. Okay, the integer converted value is being sorted now. So it gives you the 123. 123 is the new data type. So previously we used to see ABC left. That is called original data type. See here, the original data type will be left side. Okay, remember like this. See, original data type is always left side. The transformed data type will be always right side. Okay, this one. This is how we have to identify carefully. So to sort, you convert the data type. So convert, sort, add. Yesterday you practice date. Today you'll practice date and time both. Finally, give it to the sync. Observe carefully. I'll wait. So one source, one destination, but lecture the data. I'll wait for some time before we proceed. So please observe carefully. On top of yesterday's class, please observe carefully. I'll wait. Any questions, please let me know. Okay, let's continue. Come on, what's the next step, please? Please, everyone, what's the next step we did? Yesterday and day for yesterday, what's the next step we did? I'll wait. Okay, your data flow ready, right? What's the next step?
Need to create a pipeline.
Exactly. We need to orchestrate, isn't it? Orchestrate means creating the pipeline. So how do we do that? Let's see. Go to first validate, make sure no errors, publish. Click on publish. Okay, next. Go to home, click on orchestrate. Then this pipeline is there, right? I'll take it as pipeline for data deduplication and activity. See something new, observe carefully. previous two examples, yesterday and day before yesterday, we have been using the data flow directly. Now something new. There is one activity called data flow activity. Okay, drag and drop data flow activity. Select the data flow activity, go to settings. Go to settings, click on new data flow or select an existing data flow. In our example, we already defined the data flow, so you can directly select that one. Remaining all activities common. Remember, previously we used to directly include the data flow in pipeline. Now we went to data flow activity first, go to settings and select the data flow. Once again, validate. It's recommended to validate the item before publish. Any questions here? Let me know, please. Next comes stored procedure activity and other things.
So
Any
what is the
questions?
difference between dragging the data flow and
Same,
adding things and
same thing. Just an alternative. That's it.
okay.
Both are same. You can choose any one. Both are exactly same, no difference. Just a design difference, but practically the end result is same. Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Next question, please. I'll wait. Fine. Next, we know how to execute the pipeline as usual. So let's click on trigger now. Click on trigger now and click execute. Next. Earlier classes we got copy data activity, and today last three examples, day for yesterday and today is data flow activity. Tell me friends, which one is better, data flow or copy data? Which one? Yes, please, which one is better?
What?
Depends on the scenario. You no need to do any ETL, we'll use copy.
If ELT, then we use bulk load. If it is ETL, then we use data flow.
Yes, data flow gives us more flexible options for transformations, right? Isn't it? Yes, do you observe it? Data flow, we have more options for transformations, right? Pivot, sort, conditional split, surrogate key, derived column, join. We don't have these transformations in copy data activity, right? Isn't it? You remember, please? Yes.
Yes.
But copy data activity advantage, upset. The incremental loads are more easier there, right? Did you observe it? Yes. Okay. For incremental loads, copy data activity. Aggregated loads and transformations, data flow activity. Are we getting it, please? I'll wait. Are we getting it, please?
So
I'll wait.
incremental loads can also be done through ETL as well, right? Transformation and then do incremental load.
Well, like here we don't have any upset option directly, madam. In data flow, you don't have upset option.
Like merge option, merge and if
Merge is
exists.
different. No, merge is different, madam. Merge is for joining actually.
Okay.
For example, you want to do file incremental load, you don't have an option here in data flow. You remember file incremental loads earlier classes, last week classes, you remember? Yep. We can't do file incremental loads in data flow. We can only do through copy data.
In that case, we need to load the data and then transform.
Yes, we have to. Right, exactly. Load first, then transform next. Okay, so any kind of incremental loads, go for copy data activity. For flexible transformations in yesterday's class, aggregated data loads, go for data flow activity. Please, everyone, are we getting it? Please, I'll wait.
Yes.
Yep. Fine, friends. We'll stop for now. Next comes parameters. We'll do tomorrow's class how to work with the concept of parameters. If possible, practice all these items carefully. Any questions, let me know, please. I'll stay back.
Like I have a question. Like in this today's example, like in the existing CSV file, if you add one more row, so it won't populate in the sink. It won't populate in the destination in this scenario.
If you run the pipeline again, it is going to simply duplicate the entire data. No upset. Okay. Append takes place.
Okay, if we want that kind of scenario, we need to use copy and then we need to use both data flow task as well.
Exactly. Data flow task first, format the data, then go for copy data activity, incremental loads. That is both.
Okay.
Yes. Next question, please. I'll wait. Fine. We'll stop for today. If possible, please practice carefully. Meeting tomorrow to continue for pipeline parameters and other things. To understand tomorrow's class, please complete every item until yesterday. Yesterday's class continuity, tomorrow's class, please. Parameters concept. Practice everything thoroughly, please. Stop for today. Thank you. Yes, let's get started. So yesterday we did the day for yesterday we did aggregate, derived column, surrogate key, join, select, sort, transformation. Before that we learned about conditional split. And before we did the data flow, previously we did copy data activity, copy data tool. Now let's see how to optimize all the pipelines that we have been learning all these days. We design ETL pipelines using Data Factory Studio, as well as our next upcoming concept called Synapse Studio. And for efficient pipeline design, it is advised to implement below optimization techniques. We have generic optimization techniques, or simply say pipeline level. Pipeline optimization techniques. Number 1. And number 2, data flow optimization techniques. Number 3, data set optimization techniques. Total 10 items. Let's see. You remember initial classes we learned how to implement staging activity. You remember, please? Staging between the source and destination. Right? So main purpose of staging, exactly. The main purpose of staging for faster implementation, faster data access and data loads. Next, we also learned DIU. Please, what's the purpose of DIU? Please, hope you remember initial classes last week. DIU.
The number of parallel processing
Number
power.
of compute, isn't it? Compute, processor, memory, compute. Remember everyone, we said 4, 8. Got it now? Remember please.
Yeah.
4, 8, default is 1. Let's see other option, compression. When performing the ETL design, it's recommended to enable compression. So the data would be compressed and transferred over the network. So this is something new. I'll write here. Data is compressed and transferred during ETL process. These two we learned the earlier classes. This is new. One more. DOCP mean this stands for degree of copy parallelism. It actually represents the number of parallel threads for easy data access. Represents the number of parallel threads for easy data access, and it is applicable for copy data tool only, not for the data flow. In data flow, you have Spark. Spark do not support DOCP. So if you observe the initial examples, your pipeline setting screen, there we have this DOCP. One more, concurrency. This represents the concurrent connections to source and sink. Remember, parallel threads are different, concurrent connections are different. Here, more the number of connections, more threads can be created. Default is one connection, and when we enable concurrency, here it is. Once we enable this option, multiple connections are allowed for source, one or more sources, and one or more sinks. So request to practice the copy data activity. There you see the concurrency option button. You can simply enable this one settings. So all these come under the settings page only, the last final screen where we set the DIU and staging earlier classes. Other one, data flow optimizations, last 3 classes. Here we have something called broadcast and partition. I'll just put them in order, okay? We learned debug cluster, execution cluster earlier classes. Right? Now let's see broadcast option and partition option. Debug cluster we learned. Come on, what's the purpose of debug, please? You remember, everyone? Purpose of debug cluster.
To preview the data.
Exactly, to preview the data, and the cluster size is 4-node cluster, right? Remember, small cluster. Yes, hope you remember, everyone. It's a 4-node
Yes.
cluster, small size. Yes. So as on date, we don't have option to modify the size of this debug cluster. It's always 4-node only. But once you enable this debug cluster, we can have a better debug or optimized design. Next. So this is used for debug or data preview. It's a small size cluster, 4-node, and size, the compute size cannot be modified. Then we have execution cluster. Please, what are the types of execution clusters? You remember? 3 days back, data flow document, cluster types. Cluster
Job
size,
cluster.
cluster type. We learned it, right?
Job cluster.
No, sir. No, sir. No, 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 no. Used for actual pipeline execution.
Trigger schedule
Initially
triggers.
set it. No, sir. No, sir. Set it to medium size and can be customized if needed. There are 2 types of execution clusters. I'll take you back to our notes that was sent 3 days back along with the conditional split concept. This one. General purpose, memory optimized. So here are the sizes I was giving you the other day. There we run debug cluster and actual execution cluster. General purpose, memory optimized. Okay, here by default we always go for general purpose. Let's see other one, broadcast option. Applicable for join and exit transformations only, used to preload the data into Spark cluster memory for faster joins and lookup. Remember this. Let's see where it is. Day before yesterday's class, we learned something called join transformation. You remember, please? Flight reservations.
Yep.
Day before yesterday.
So
Fine, let's continue. Let me show you. Let's create a resource. I'll show you again, okay? Go to Data Factory. Click on Data Factory. create it. In the meantime, I'll take you back to our day for yesterday's class notes. This one. We got something called this one, right? Join. This join transformation has something called broadcast option. For what? For preloading the data into memory. Faster joins, faster lookup activities. Okay, let's see how it is. Just wait. Let the data factory resource get created. And I'll take you to data flow. So here it is. Go to author. And data flow. Okay. Go to settings, new data flow. Or from home, you directly click orchestrate. New data source. Dave for yesterday's class. We said Azure SQL database. I think we got two tables for your batch. I think we got flight table, right? Isn't it? Flight reservation. Yes, please confirm.
Yes.
Right. Flight and reservation. And here we learned join. Dave for yesterday's class concept. And we learned how to get the join, inner join between multiple tables. Please, hope you remember now. Everyone, please, Dave for yesterday's class.
Yes, sir.
Go to something new now. Something new. Go to optimize. You see broadcast. Fixed meaning. Do you want to preload either left means first table or right second table into Spark cluster memory? Like in memory processing. Off means don't preload any data into memory. Small tables. Bigger tables, fix. For example, one table is big, other table is small. The big table, you please give it to broadcast. Auto means data flow engine will automatically decide when to broadcast. So you can choose auto or make it fixed. So broadcast means to preload the data into Spark cluster memory. Remember that. Other one, partition. Here we can retain the source partition. For example, source table is partition, same partition will be carried forward to this transformation, or single partition. means all data from multiple sources is merged into one single partition. Other important one, set partitioning. Here round robin means first few rows one partition, next few rows other partition, so on it continues. So we can set the number of partitions here. Or other one, we have hash partition. Hash means instead of round robin, you would like to implement partition based on a specific column. Remember, day before yesterday's class, we were performing join based on craft code. So for every craft code, let's have a partition like this, something like this. From the debug, try to identify the number of unique craft code values if possible and give those many number of partitions here. In our example, there are 5 craft code, unique craft codes. I'm giving 5 partitions. So every craft code will have its own dedicated partition. That is second option. Especially for text data, you sort it and partition it. In our case, this is the ideal choice because we are sorting and searching, joining based on craft code. Craft code is a text column. And here it is A to Z. This is the sorted data. Next. First data flow example, we learned data cleansing activity. Hope you practiced it. Like ignoring all the unwanted values and getting different data streams like only India, only Germany conditions. This one. So we can partition the data based on conditions. So if transformation logic and partition logic, if they match, better performance. So not only join, even conditional split also we have this partition option. So there you can use fixed range. For example, expression builder, we learned where country equal to Canada or country equal to India, Germany, etc. We learned it. So that conditional split example, you can implement this optimization option. And yesterday's class is the example for key partition. Please observe carefully. Every distinct column becomes a new partition. And yesterday we learned every distinct column becomes a new column. Every distinct column value becomes a new column. Means for every new column, we are creating a partition. This is an example for key partition, yesterday's class. I repeat, for conditional split data cleansing example, you can use fixed range because you mentioned the conditions, streams. For join, aggregate, surrogate key, derived column example, use dynamic range because it has text values. We are joining based on text. Integer column join is faster. compared to character column values or text column values. So to optimize lengthy text column joins, you can make use of dynamic range. Sort and search becomes easier. Other one, key for yesterday's pivot value. Here what happens? Every distinct column value becomes a new partition. And every partition is taken to a column, right? Yesterday's class. So there are 4 year values yesterday, means 4 partitions. Each year is maintained in a separate partition. It's the main advantage of data factory. We read the data, optimize it, and then load it. The optimization technique and the loading technique can be matching for best performance. Now, in our example join, what we do? Dynamic range. There are total 5 unique craft code values at the source. I'll say 5 partitions. Back to our notes. So partition option. Applicable for all transformations. Data flow. And this ensures pre-optimized data loads that match with actual transformation logic. What does it mean? Just to make it clear once again, you are pivoting the values, then check this option. If you are joining the content, check this option. If dynamically conditionally splitting the data, check this option. So partition logic and transformation logic, if they match, we can expect good or better performance benefit. Next, apart from this, any questions 1 to 9, please? I'll wait.
Yeah.
Please
So
go through it carefully. Yes.
So for partitioning, see for example, if we do partition based on year, right? In 2001, data might be like just 1,000 records or like 10,000 records. But as a company grows or like, as it has a real-time data, by 2010, the data would go up to like, 600 million or 700 million. So in that case, which partition would work?
Very simple, madam. Very, very simple and straight. We always need to make sure the partition logic and the transformation logic match usually. So in your case, the data is huge, but there should be some kind of transformation criteria, right? Based on which you are loading the data. So you have to stick to that particular condition only. It may be a conditional split, it may be a dynamic range, or it may be a key value. It depends. For example, yesterday's class, I said 2001, 2002, 3 and 4. The 2004 may have 10 trillion rows. It depends. Irrespective of the number of rows, partition logic, transformation logic should match. As simple as that, always. Yes. Next question, please. I'll wait.
So for example, if
Yes,
we are
madam.
loading based on the years, right? So it will, so when it comes to 2010 data, it has huge data, right? So
Yes.
first partitions would finish as soon as possible, and the next for 2010 data, it would take longer time, right?
Longer
So
time,
in that,
exactly. It will take
okay,
longer time. But remember, the main advantage, madam, here, when we say partition, we are filtering all other data, right? So by the time you come to 2010, it means you already filtered all other data. So you don't need to do comparison for every row. It's just like a
okay,
case statement. You're getting it, madam? Case
okay,
statement, something like that. Okay. Else if, kind of else if logic in SQL. So we are reducing the number of comparisons now. Net number of comparisons are getting reduced. That should be good, right? Yeah.
okay. Thank you.
Next question, please. I will wait.
And
Fine.
which one is better, like a concurrent transaction or a parallel transaction? Like here, DOCP and concurrency, which would when to choose which one?
Actually, we have to choose both, madam. Both are
Mhm.
required, actually. Both are. I'll show you now. I'll show you how to do both. Okay, this one. Let me show you.
Okay,
I was mentioning there like one thing for everyone. I said like this for copy data tool only. Okay, let me show
okay,
you. So go to home, ingest. I requested you to do this one, but I'll show it anyway. No problem. Here it is. I'll take some source, a sample data. I just wanted to show you the option. So let's wait. Yes, here we go. This one, concurrent connections are there, right? You can set some max number of concurrent connections, and here you have to set the DOCP. Both are required, madam. Are you getting it now? This one, DOCP, number of threads. Anusha, are you getting it now?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So that will
Okay.
help to faster the load for the bulk loads.
Exactly. It's the same thing with our local SQL server friends. Nothing new actually. Everyone seeing.
Yeah.
Let's know the, yeah, in SQL server also have the same thing. In Oracle also have the same thing. Every database. Go to
Correct.
properties, go to processor. This is what we are learning now, right? This one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And so node, you previously told about nodes, right? Nodes are something like, in SQL we have like top 1,000 records. You can say,
Pneuma nodes. On my screen, madam, Pneuma nodes. Same thing. Local SQL server, processor, Pneuma nodes are there, right? Similarly, there you have Spark cluster nodes. Nothing new actually.
okay.
Any DBMS, SQL Server, Oracle, MySQL, any DBMS, same concept. Yep.
Thank you, sir.
Fine, madam. Yep. Well, please go through all these items carefully today. Next, another important one, we need to step into connection parameters and table parameters. Next important item. So once you practice these things, you need to have the concept of connection parameters. Remember, in the initial classes, we configured the Azure SQL Server, and there we mentioned one admin login name. You remember, please? Yes, you remember this? SQL Server admin login password.
Yeah.
We can create our own logins as well. Okay, let's see. Because in real world, we don't work with the admin logins usually. Admin logins will be taken care by database administrators usually. As a data engineer, we need to have our own logins, passwords, and permissions. How do we do that? Let's see. Make it simple. Fine. Let's understand. Let's see. Requirement. I'll just open my SSMS. Requirement. How to dynamically prompt for custom credentials during ETL pipeline design. Firstly, connect to the Azure SQL server. I'll connect to the Azure SQL server and run the below statements. You need to create a login and a user. Where? In the master database. I'll put this way. Go to master. Let's connect to the master. Once you connect to master, see here, create a login. As a data engineer, you need to define a login for the ETL developers or other engineers. Let me create a login first. For this login, I'll have a ETL user. Remember, we need to create a login first and user next. I repeat, so far until yesterday's class, we were using server admin login password, but in real world, practically, that's not correct. We don't go for admin login password. We'll be having dedicated login and password exclusively for our day-to-day ETL activities. How do we do that? Let's see. Login user, okay, master. Then connect to the actual database. So run the below statements in the required database or the pool. So create user for above login and grant required permissions to this user. So these are the different tables: customer, sales, products. I gave these tables last week. So grant, select, insert. Control means DML plus select. That is called control permissions. Take ownership means DML, DDL, select all permissions on this table. So whatever permissions required, you have to assign them first. So login is created with a password and user. Using that user, we need to assign the permissions. Now let's see how to make use of this login credentials to define the linked service in Data Factory. Let's see. Go to Data Factory. For example, you have a new data flow and new data set for the database, source or sink, anything. New linked service, same concept. Only difference is authentication. You don't want to go with the admin login password. You need to provide the username. See, this is the login name we defined few minutes back. this login name, and the password. This password is there, right? Connecting to the server. Provide that password. Remember, the terminology is important. Here we call username, but this is actually the login name. Login in Azure SQL Server, Azure SQL Pool is nothing but user in Data Factory. If I directly give the username, it won't work. See here, I'll say ETL, user ETL is there, right? If I give user ETL here, it won't work. It gives you login failed error. Okay, so we need to provide the correct login name of the server as username for the linked service, and it is case insensitive. Uppercase, lowercase, anything is fine for username. Password as usual, case sensitive. I repeat again, until yesterday we are concentrating on the design part. Today, as listed starting of the class today, we are concentrating on a few cautions. Number one, optimizations. There are 9 optimizations in the notes today. Number two, connections. This is how you define your own login and password for the connection. But how to construct this login password? Through SQL. There is no user interface, only through SQL. Create login and user in the server master and create users in the actual database or the pool. Okay, and this login password we need to use in the linked service. I'll wait for some time. Please go through the new script carefully here. I'll wait. This is something new for us. Please go through it carefully. Okay. Next, from here comes the concept of parameters. We'll take the parameters next class Monday. Okay. In the meantime, you please complete all your practice thoroughly. And can we have a friendly mock test today or Monday? Please tell me your wish. Please let me know your comfort, please, on whatever we learned so far till now. Yes, please
Today,
let me know, please. I'll wait.
today,
Monday, sir.
Monday.
It is fine, friends. As per your comfort, please let me know. Sure, we'll do it on Monday then. Sure, yeah, as per your comfort. We'll do it on Monday, okay? So please complete the practice carefully then. Monday, we're having a friendly mock test, okay? We'll do it slowly. So I need to provide you 2 items today. Number one, the ADF optimizations notes. Just wait, okay. Number two, security notes. We'll stop for now. Next comes parameters. And you remember we learned something called upsets with static items. We need to learn upset with dynamic items, parameters next. We'll do slowly. Yes, email sent. Please check it once. I'll wait, please. Email sent to everyone. Please check it. I'll wait. We'll stop for today. Meeting for next class on Monday. We'll do. Yes, Got it, please? Email. I'll wait. Can we meet
Not
tomorrow? Sorry, I think yeah. 1 minute. 1 minute. Sorry, friends, I forgot. I need break on Monday. Actually, I need break on Monday. I requested to grant me leave on Monday. Can we meet tomorrow for about 30 to 40 minutes, please, to do the parameters? Interesting and easier item, please, tomorrow. I need leave for Monday. Please let me know, please. Can we meet tomorrow?
Yeah, fine, sir.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Sure. We are meeting tomorrow as usual. We'll have a friendly mock test tomorrow or Tuesday. Tell me, please. Your comfort. Please let me know. I'll wait.
Tuesday, sir.
Please, others, I'll wait. I'll wait.
Let's have some time to practice, sir. Then you can continue.
Sure, sir. By Tuesday then. Okay. Others, please. Please, I'll wait.
Tuesday is fine, sir.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Sure. Will do. Please, friends. It's very interesting. Simple concepts. Please practice as usual, as it is. Okay. Please help me. Meeting tomorrow as usual. Okay. Will do. Emails and press. Please check it. Please refresh your inbox. Please. I'll wait. In today's session, we'll understand about something called control tables, also called watermark tables, and how to use them for incremental loads. Let's do it carefully. Let's see. I repeat the agenda for today's class called control tables. Let me just take you to the notes and we'll start from there slowly. Yeah, here it is. Okay, we'll go for clarifications after you complete the practice anyway. Let's observe carefully here. Let me title this one. What is that? Control tables and delta loads. Two things together. And in our journey, we'll talk about using ADF templates instead of designing the pipeline from scratch. We have something called templates, data factory templates. Let's see how to do that. Okay, what I will do is here, simple and straightforward process. Go to ADF resource, ADF studio. Go to ADF resource, ADF studio, and here it is. And there we are going to have this template concept. Okay, here. Let's see. Firstly, what we do is before we proceed further. Firstly, what we do, yes, we are supposed to create something called watermark table. See our requirement incremental loads, delta copy. So what we do, yes, let's create one source table, create table data like this. Okay, here we go. I'll call it as a source table. Let's have the source as Azure SQL database. Just wait. I'll get one Azure SQL database. I'll connect my existing Azure SQL database. Here it is. Right click script, new query as usual. And I'll call this as data source table. Okay, so insert into data source table. What's our requirement? Incremental loads. Earlier classes you practiced from scratch defining or designing our own pipeline. Now we'll do it through a template. I create my data source table. Insert some data into the table like this. Okay, give some content in this way. Next. Then we need to create control table, also called watermark table. What is it? Control table, also called watermark table. Okay, so that watermark table can be created either at the source or at the destination or a third server, separate server. It's up to you. Create table, watermark table, insert values. So this is like a timestamp. Remember, earlier classes we learned table incremental loads using upset activity. There we are using business key. Here we are using a control table, also called watermark table. I'll simply drop existing table. Create table, watermark table. Insert some sample data like this. Okay, insert some sample data in this way. Then what we do? Remember, the main purpose of watermark table is like a reference. Assume we load data from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. say server local time, 6 to 8 a.m. Now for incremental load, next time we need to consider changes from 8 a.m. right? 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. 10 to 12, 12 to 2, 2 to 4, something. So current ETL end date should be next ETL pipeline run start date. I repeat, current ETL start date. So where do you maintain this ETL date? Watermark table. We call it control table because it is going to control the ETL activities. It will decide what data has to be involved in delta, differential data. Now the question, how do we update this watermark table? Well, we run the pipeline now, 6 to 8. Next pipeline run should be from 8 to 10. But how to update this watermark table? So there comes a parameterized stored procedure. This one. This procedure will be in the same database in which the control table is installed. Control table is configured. And this contains the last or the latest modified timestamp. Last modified date. We'll see how to supply this value as well. So this is procedure to update the control table timestamp value. Next. Okay, source table ready, control table ready, and also stored procedure ready. Okay, now these are the ingredients. Next step. Go to our data factory resource. Let's go to data factory resource. I think I deleted it to conserve some credits. No problem. Let me quickly create it. I usually delete the resources to ensure less consumption of credits because I need to use a paid account. Let me create. Well, any resource group is fine. I'll say ADF control tables. You can make use of existing resource or define a new resource. Okay, anything is fine. Let's understand the real use of control table and how the procedure is going to get up to date. Okay, like this. Let's see. Let's create the data factory. Create. Okay, let's wait. Yes, done. Now what we do, go to resource group and then go to the required resource. Let's wait. Or go home and resource data factory resource. As usual, I launch the studio. Okay, now our requirement. What's our requirement? To make use of a new concept for us, template. Okay, where it is, let's see. Go to pipeline. This one, go to pipeline. Okay, go to pipeline, other symbol. Go to pipeline, other symbol, and plus pipeline template gallery like this. Go to earlier classes, we used to work on pipeline. Now template gallery or import from pipeline template. Anything is fine. Anything is fine. It works. Go to template gallery, filter by keywords. Here you see ready-made pipelines. That's the main beauty of data factory. Ready-made pipelines here for SAP, Teradata, and Amazon Web Services, REST APIs, etc., including SAP HANA and few other important data platforms. Now what we do? Here it is. Filter by keyword, delta copy from database. Okay, this one, delta copy from database. Click on delta copy from database like this and click continue. This one. Delta copy from database and say continue in this way. Next. Here, this is the pipeline that would be generated in this way. Say multiple activities in a single pipeline. So this kind of pipeline we are going to see next few minutes. For that, linked service. For update watermark, procedure activity and control table. Where are these? Yes, they are in my Azure SQL database. New, I'll call it as Azure SQL database linked service. Okay, define the new linked service here. Or you may simply leave it to the default Azure SQL database. You may leave it to the default connection also. Connection means up to you, anything is fine. Next, provide the server name, database name, nothing new. We know how to define the connection. Give username and password. Test connection. Click create. Username, password, click create. Okay, we define the connection. This is for the control table or watermark table. Next. So make sure we define the connection. Okay. Make sure we have valid connection. Next. Data source. Let's concentrate on the main incremental load activity here. Data source. Select. In our example, the same linked service that has the control table, sorry, or the source table as well, right? Source is configured in the same linked service. Destination can be a new SQL pool, right? So for this purpose, let's go to our server. I would have created the SQL pool earlier. No problem. Let me create it now. I'll call it as Azure SQL pool DWH. Give some name. Any name is fine. It takes max 1 or 2 minutes and your pool will be created. My observation, pool price has been reduced a bit, about 15 to 20%. I could see the pool price came bit down in the recent past. You can make use of this Azure SQL pool or even dedicated SQL pool also. Let's make sure our warehouse is ready so that we can continue with our actual pipeline generation. So inputs will be linked service for control table, and we have other linked service for the data source. So see here, one data set, control table and procedure, another data set, linked service, third data set for target destination linked service. Okay, so almost everything is ready, I believe. Let's wait. Let's create it. Yes, anyway, as per Microsoft, whatever abstract activity we learned earlier, I'll just take you to the notes. Okay, I'll take it to the notes. I'll provide the reference link also. Here it is. For incremental loads, use copy data activity for smaller tables as per Microsoft website. Copy data activity upset copy method that we learned earlier initial classes, that is applicable for smaller tables only. Remember, usually in GBs as per this website link. I shall include it in the notes as well. Use this control table and watermark method. Control table and watermark method. We have something called with stored procedure activity, the template. What is that? We also call it as delta template. Okay, remember. In short, we call it as delta template or delta copy template for big size tables. Any size, no limit at all. Remember this. So for incremental loads, as per Microsoft, whatever we did earlier, upset is for small tables only. For bigger tables, use this control method. Next, I think by this time, our warehouse would have been ready. Oh, still going on. Let's wait for a few seconds, few moments. My warehouse will be ready and we can use it here. I think we can start the process for the next linked service. New linked service. Okay, destination, new linked service. Type should be this one, Synapse. Okay, like this. I think my warehouse is still getting created. This one, Azure Synapse Analytics. And specify the server name, the same server that we are working on right now. And my database. Let's wait for a few moments. Let's wait. How come it's taking so much time? Usually it should be almost within 1 or 2 minutes actually. I would have created this warehouse beforehand. My bad. Let's wait. So we are now using the second method. Okay, control table, also called watermark table, right? We are following the class carefully. So we have the watermark table, also called control table. Okay, both are same, right? We are following it carefully. So the source and control table are in one linked service. What about destination? Destination is in SQL pool warehouse. To my experience, I have seen few cases where control table and procedure were installed on the dedicated server, third server separately. And few other cases either at the source or the destination. Anything is fine. Make sure we have valid connections. So you provide the required login, any valid username and password to establish a connection to the linked service. Click create. My warehouse is ready. So our linked services were created successfully. Total 2 linked services, 3 data sets. Use this template. Simple process. select use this template. Now it says two things. Number one, select staging environment. Select a linked service for staging. We need to select it. And we also need to have a procedure activity name as well. Okay, this one. Click on this template validation and close. It will take you to the pipeline, and I just clicked on that particular pipeline validation error, right? So it took me to update procedures activity. This is a procedure activity. Inside the procedure activity, provide the procedure name. What is that? In our case, it's update procedure, update watermark. What is that? Update watermark procedure. So drop down update watermark procedure. Okay, and we get the last modified date value automatically. Here, interesting to note that something called lookup activity is generated. It is for old watermark. Where is old watermark? In the control table, watermark table. New watermark. Where is new watermark? Current watermark in the source table. I repeat, old watermark from the control table. This one, parameter control table like this. So these parameters are auto created. Control table means here watermark table, remember. That is containing the old watermark. What about the new watermark? It is in the source table. From the data source table, data source has watermark column. From there we get the new watermark, say 6 AM to 8 AM, 8 AM to 10 AM, 10 AM to 12 PM, like this. In between these two, you would like to have the delta. Delta means difference. So all changes from 6 AM to 8 AM, where this parameter value above 6 AM and parameter value less than or equal to 8 AM, something like this. Above old watermark value and below new watermark value. So that data is being sent to destination, and this takes polybase, the leftover of our earlier copy methods. In our earlier classes, we learned about copy command, bulk insert, staging. There we are left with polybase, and here is the leftover. Purpose of polybase. Polybase is actually a Java based open source, not open source, sorry, Java based component